comic friends, I'm Travis, and it's new comic book day, or at least new comic book day for me. Huzzah, huzzah. 20 books this week, it looks like. Dig into my pile here and see what we got. I know there's books in here I know I'm not going to read because I think... Get the crap out of the way here. I think that this week is the New Gods. Not New Gods. It's called American Gods. Yeah, that's it. So, I won't be reading that. That's for the disembodied voice. But at any rate, The Wicked and the Damned. Oh, look at that cover. That is an ominous cover for Wicked and the Damned. As in, it's black. The only thing they can make it more black is if they put the lettering in black, too. So, issue 33. Clearly the end of the arc. Is this the darkness coming, finally? Wow. That's ominous. And I'm hoping so far it has been great payoff. 33 issues. That stuff at the beginning now is cemented stuff that's going on now. So really, really good stuff. Retcon issue number 3. Toby Cypress art. So of course I'm digging it for that. Kind of a kooky story. About there's some sort of, I don't know, like this guy is hacked. These people have superpowers. Our main character is got like special tattoos or something like that on him that house a female demon inside of him. And if he releases it, he gets these giant like Hulk type arms that beat stuff up and whatnot. So I love it just because it's really strange, really kooky, and of course the Cypress art. And Matt Crozert seems to be Toby Cypress's colorer, and he is a really interesting colorer. As he has these just crazy, visual blobs of color and stuff, but they have a purpose, as opposed to the Scott Snyder Jock book Witches that has Hollingsworth doing colors on it, and he's literally just dabbing doubles of weird random splashes of color and then laying it over the image. It's not like it's driven by the image, whereas the colors here are driven by the image that's there. So anyway, issue 35 of Batman, we get the fight between Talia and Catwoman. Duel with the Demon's Daughter. Oh boy, part of the rules of engagement. I think this is the end of this kind of short little story. Curious to see how this plays out. Seems how Catwoman just pulled her sword out of Batwoman's back to potentially fight Talia. So could be some interesting stuff there. And of course, the brilliant art by Jolie Jones and Jody Blair. Yes. And then we get a little play on the Scarecrow here in Batwoman, because of course she has been dosed by the Scarecrow. You think you know fear. Looking forward to that. I've enjoyed this. I like this bit. The Blatcha Arts is good. I think Marguerite Bennett writes a good story. So digging Batman. It's not like, oh my God, mind blowing, Rucka J.H. Williams III stuff. No, but still really enjoyable for a really enjoyable character. So digging it. Taking a quick drink of my tea. My very generic cobalt blue cup. Oh yeah, checking out some more Black Science, issue number 33. Grant finally gets to Kadar. We'll see what happens. I mean, because this guy has kind of screwed Grant all the way along. Grant's still suffering from not having his super intellect anymore. Doesn't seem to stop him from... Actually, it probably makes him make better choices because he can't think of all the outcomes. So maybe he's making better choices because of that. So just looking forward to seeing, how this plays out, what is next. Another book where, if nothing else, it's all about the art. The Mateo Scalera art, great coloring by Deniso. So very, very always pumped for that book. I'm not really that excited about because it really hasn't been all that enjoyable. Bug, issue number 5. There's one more issue after this. There is a variant cover by James Herring out there that is just, it's awesome looking. But anyway, so we've got OMAC in there, and we'll just kind of see what plays out. I don't know. I like Mike Allred art, but the story has kind of drifted off into nothing so much. I'm not too excited about that. So Doctor Strange, I'm jumping back on Doctor Strange, new creative team on the book. Kate's, actually all new creators, period. Kate's on writing, Walta on your pencils and whatnot, and Belair on colors. So it's got the visual creative team from The Vision on the book now, so I'm kind of excited for that. We're gonna dip into some Loki stuff. I'm always curious to see how other writers handle this younger, new Loki, not old man Loki. The big horned, evil, purely evil dude, but this kind of ambiguous Loki. Curious to see how that plays out. This is a legacy book, so I don't know exactly what that means. This is Loki, Sorcerer Supreme, because they, can't name Doctor Strange books anything but Sorcerer Supreme, I guess. Part 1. Issue number 381, for whatever that is worth. I do kind of dig the fact to put the person in the banner. I'm assuming that's only going to go for the legacy issue. But I'm curious to see what this is. Curious to see what's going on with that. I want to check that out. I like the Doctor Strange character. I didn't want to get involved in the crossover-ness that was going on from the last event. So that's all done. Gonna check it out again with new creators. So book I'm always excited to see when it comes out. East and West, issue number 35. Everything about this book is worth the payoff in the long haul of reading this book. Jonathan Hickman story. It's just smart. It's got these really intriguing characters. This issue, I think we dip back into dealing with Death and his son Babylon and his son's pet balloon, which is all just really intriguing, great stuff. Dagat, art, of course, is always brilliant. So very much be looking forward to reading that, checking it out. A new number 1 that came out this week that I am really interested in is Evolution. And this is an Image book. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm looking forward to the Infinara. Ooh, yeah. Infurari. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, he's the artist from Bunker, the Oni Press book Bunker, which I really liked. I really liked the art in it. So I'm really curious. His visuals are just great. I love this kind of, I don't know what it is, penciled, chalk. I don't know what the medium actually is that he does his books in, but I really like it. This has got some molding of people and melding together stuff clearly by that cover, so I'm really looking forward to checking that out. I think it's kind of the something's got loose horror type story, so curious to check that out, see what that ends up being like. Written, I believe, by Amos and Boyd, I think. There's a lot of names on here though, so I'm not sure. Because there are a lot of names on here, and a lot of these names look like writer names that I know. So let's flip it open and find out. So writers, it actually has 4 writers in it. It has that James Amos, Joseph Kittredge, which I'm assuming that is Shudder, Christopher Selbla, and Joshua Williams. And Joe is the artiste on the book. So all the colors by Jordan Boyd, who I think is always colored. He did the color on the art on the cover. I think he's always colored this artist, and he also I think he's the colorist for like Invisible Republic and stuff like that. But look, there's gonna be some awesome gore in there. But I just really get a sense it looks exactly like the Bunker, same style of artwork, and I really like that style of art. Here's the doctor checking out this kid. Say But so yeah, I'm just kind of really curious to see what this whole, I think it's another one of those kind of body horror, look at that splurge. I already showed you that page. Anyway, very much looking forward to that. Taking too long on this book. Let's jump on to the next one, which I'm really excited for. Hawkeye issue number 12. This the best there is. Look at these. Looks like she's hanging out with Wolverine there. I love this book. I love the art. I love the covers. Kelly Thompson, I will say it every time this book comes out, does this perfect job of a great mix of the good Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and so very excited to read it. Just enjoy the hell out of every issue that comes out. Another number one that's come out is Rasputin, the Voice of the Dragon. This is all part of the Hellboy stuff. So Rasputin's kind of responsible for having drawn Hellboy into this plane of existence. So very stoked about checking this out, see what it's like. Just looking real quick to see the cover art on it, because the cover art is awesome. I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see at some point. Christopher Mitten doing the art on the inside. Of course, Dave Stewart, if it's a Magnolia Universe type book, Dave Stewart does the colors on it, right? So, yeah, story about Rasputin, which I dig. I like the character Rasputin, not just this character, just in general, historically, odd, strange individual. So stories around him always intrigue me. So we get some Super Sons. One Fine Day. This is more of them kind of dealing with the old, weird world stuff and whatnot. The Fortress of Attitude is where they're at, it says on there. So absolutely one of my favorite DC books. It's just a joy to read. Tomasi does such a great job of capturing these youthful kids and kind of both their personalities and things that they do and how they react to each other and act off of each other, which is always really great. Different artist on this. The cover is by the regular artist, but the interior art is Lewis, which I'm not familiar with. So we'll see what that ends up playing out like. I don't know if this is kind of a one-shot in between, because I know they're going to tie into, pretty soon there's going to be a crossover with Teen Titans, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out. So we get more of the imperialist Lex Superman, where all Superman, Superboy, and Lois Lane are all in the fourth world. I think they might actually all be on Apocalypse. I'm not 100% sure on that. But we just see them all deal with that and how that's all going to play out. So I'm real curious to see how these people all roll with the things they've been dealt with. Lois Lane is dealing with being a Fury right now. She's kind of been taken on by them. These dogs were originally trying to eat Superboy, and Superman is hanging with Lex and a whole bunch of renegades who are trying to overthrow the current power. They thought Lex was their god to do that, and now it's potentially been established that maybe that's actually Superman. So interesting stuff. And of course, there's always a great book, Wildstorm, issue number 9. Like I say, just a great book. Really interesting sci-fi stuff on, lots of political stuff going on in it. Just really intrigued to see where it goes next, and do we see new people with new powers, or what exactly we're going to get? I don't know. Are we going to see more of the aliens? Are we going to get a glimpse at voodoo yet? All kinds of questions. Good stuff, though. The Vertigo book, The American Way, Those Above and Below. Issue number 4, it feels like it's been a very long time since issue number 3 came out. But I really dig in it. I just like this kind of, it's the 70s, this group of people who kind of were state-sponsored superheroes who did fake superheroing, kind of blew up in their faces back in the early days. Now some of them are actually doing real superheroing. So you got that going on. You got the kind of civil unrest of the late 60s, early 70s happening also. And just all that kind of political intrigue and the stresses that go along with that. That's big for a really interesting book, so I'm looking forward to that. Another new number 1 that I picked up this week. Lots of them, it seems like. So this is an Aftershocks Comics. This is Brilliant Trash. It's a Tim Seeley book. Priscilla Petrates is on art there. So I'm curious about this. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It's like part fantasy, part sci-fi, part horror, I believe. Where you got designer drugs and applications and whatnot, and can't remember now exactly what the rest of the premise is, but very much checking out, see what else Tim Seeley could do for an independent type book. And I think this is the end of the arc for this Generation Gone. And I'm super stoked to see what happens. They're raging to our kids are raging towards a nuclear power plant. All kinds of chaos is going to happen there. This guy pretty much just hates the world, and it could be really tragic, exactly how that all plays out. So I'm really looking forward to that, to seeing what ends up being what this first arc looks like, and then what's after that. That is the next question. Is there an arc after that, and then what's it going to be like? I don't know how this book is selling, to determine whether or not there's the next arc or whatever. I have to say, largely, for Cott, this is kind of one of the straightest books I've read of his, where he's telling a pretty linear story, where there's things in it to think about. It's interesting because there's things to think about, but it's not so out there that you're really spending time pondering some strange thing, that some element that happened in the book. So, yeah. Another Magnola book here, and this one's actually, I believe, written by Magnola completely. This is Jenny Finn. Wonderful Magnola cover there. I'm super excited about this. This is one of 4. I have no idea who Jenny Finn is off the top of my head. I feel like I should know who she is. I love the tentacles and stuff, the subtle tentacles that are there. I don't know, shine off of the thing. It doesn't say it's a Magnolia Universe thing, but it could possibly be. Troy Nixie, I'm assuming, is the artist on it. Dave Stewart, of course, coloring it if it's a Magnola book. Seems to be the standard affair. Let's take a look inside. And see, this doesn't say anything like this is a book 1 of blah, 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 or anything like that. So, yeah, Troy Nixie is the artist. And there's the opening page. Some solid looking work there. See if I can show this page without anyone arresting me. So, craziness going on here. It's a brothel, but look at that. That dude's got like tentacles and eels, and she's yelling, "It's happening again." So whatever this is that's happening to this dude, wow, is something that happens. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna find out who this character is and what it's about and what the story is. It looks like it's set in an era that I like. It just says the city. It doesn't really give us a time of the frame, but it's got clearly got the the fishwives. It's got the ships that run with sails and whatnot. So turn of the century. Looks like it's got ghosts in it. If you look at some of the ghosts that are in it. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out and seeing what that's like. 4 issues. I figured, why not? Let's give it a try. Getting to the end here. We got Astros issue number 2. Issue number 1 was interesting. Lots of the art is amazing in it. It's kind of an adult version of Harry Potter in the sense that they're giant penises, orgies, and all kinds of things along those lines. But I don't know. Is there more to the story than that? That's the question for me. From a story perspective, is it going to be more interesting? But the art, I mean, the art is just super detailed and super brilliant as far as that goes. So, once again, wonderfully colored by Dave Stewart. He's a working man. Anyway, check out that second issue of that, see what that's like. Start to get a sense as to whether or not it's something I want to keep with or not. I wasn't blown away by the first issue, but it was fun. So we'll see where that plays out. And then, of course, the book I'm not going to be reading, American Gods. Love the Dave Mack covers. That's a beautiful best cover there. So that's really cool. I understand that P. Craig Russell is amazing in his own right as far as an artist goes. I mean, I think the breakdowns are still by him, but when they're drawn by Scott Hampton, for me, they're way too static. There's not enough life in the art to feel like the book is moving. It just feels like it's held still. So as much as I'm intrigued by the story, because I believe at this point we would be past where I have read in the book. It's one of those books that I need to pick back up again and actually finish reading. At the time when I got it and started to read it, there's enough other stuff going on that I just kind of set it down and then it got packed in a box and never got back to it. But I'm also kind of lazy and I can just watch the TV show as it comes out. So, right. Anyway, there is that. That's my books. Should be a comic book roundtable tomorrow night. So hopefully we'll check you out. You'll be there with us. You'll talk some books with us. Until then, have a great one, everybody.